take a look within with me, Chris J, on Knockout Thoughts of the Day, where I pose questions or simply a thought to invoke deeper thought into you and who you truly are. So, my question for you tonight is, what inspires you? That's a pretty easy question, right? Some of you might have the answer right off. Some of you might be like, I'm not really sure. And sometimes we just need a little bit of a reminder, a tapping into, a finding and plugging up that lost connection to our inspiration. And that's why I'm here. Now, some of you might say, why even bother to worry with it? Well, my answer to that is, to be inspired is to create. And well, we are creator beings, right? So I would think that one would need to be inspired to actually create. So let's take a step back here. Maybe the first questions worthy of getting an answer to is, what do you want to create? What do you want to create? Now, I was told a long time ago that if you share something personal about yourself, chances are that the person listening to you will open up and share something about themselves. So I'm actually going to be reading your comments and whatnot. Like, I want to hear about what you want to create. I want to hear about you. I care, and it's a part of you, and well, I admire that. So please share away. Okay. Vulnerability time. What do I want to create? I want to create more joy in my life. Done. There you go. I'm just kidding. We got to go deeper than that, right? I want to create more joy in my life, but the key to doing that is creating itself. You see, I have a vision for where I want this podcast to go, how I want it to evolve, and what that outcome looks like for me and the New Light team. As I'm creating it, I know I will feel joy. Like, I know this to be true. But there are times when I feel, let's say, a vibration of doubt, not knowing whether or not I can curate this dream of mine. I mean, in the past, I have given my all to certain business endeavors and I failed. And I'm okay with that now, but the insecurities do set in from time to time. You see, I've always felt like I was never really heard, or maybe I felt like I was never understood. I actually struggled with selective mutism growing up, and it was quite the challenge. It was a battle. It was tough. But I overcame it. I mean, look at me now, recording podcasts and, recording these episodes and, well, sharing myself, unafraid to speak. I'm proud of me. I really have come so far. Though that feeling of what if nobody understands or even hears me, it pops in from time to time. Now, of course, I have that open communication with myself and my inner self. They're like buddies. And I'll be like, hey, self, well, listen up. I'm just kidding. I'm a little more gentle than that. I mean, sometimes at least. But yeah, I'll be like, hey, self, it's okay. You really have come so far, and you have faced your fears, and you have confronted challenges head on. Girl, you've been to battle. It is okay. You put the time in, the effort, and the energy into this thing. Create it with joy and a frequency of love, and those that will hear you and understand you will vibrate to you. It's okay. I know what I want to create. A community, a growing and thriving community, one of friendship and connection that, wants to grow in the new light, to be a part of an awakening experience like no other, to show up and embody the new light. I want to be inspired and to be an inspiration. I want to walk side by side other people that are going to be a part of this journey and create something like this world has never seen. I want to sit across from people and hear them, really, truly hear them and their stories. Your story matters. And I want to sit across from them as I become inspired and maybe share a few words with them of inspiration too. This is New Earth, as the spiritual community calls it. It's the New Earth type of vibes, becoming who we truly are in the core of us, in our soul, transforming into the highest versions of ourselves. And I also want to help others with their personal transformations, healing, deep, deep healing, releasing, finally, and seeing that they are deserving of living in the frequency of love and joy. Now, down the road, I see this actually transforming into like an on-site studio, on-site in our community, where we all come together to create. So, yeah, there's a touch of my story, of my creation, of what I want to create. It is what inspires me to even be here on this very night, speaking out loud, unsure if anyone will ever even hear this, but grateful for the opportunity to express myself and to even try. So, yeah, it's your turn. What do you want to create? Dig deep. Do you want to create ease within your life? How would you do that? What are the steps, the details? What does that look like for you? What inspires you to even want to create that? Is it your health, both emotional and physical? Is it friends, family? What inspires you to want to create ease in your life? Maybe you want to create a sustainable business that will serve others and take care of you and your family financially. Now, how will you begin? What does that outcome look like? What is the inspiration? Is it for peace of mind, or the fact that you will be in service to others? Take a moment to think about what it is that you want to create. That will get you to the inspiration part. See how they play off of each other. Like, here, creativity, the ball's in your court. Pass it to inspiration. Score! Now, after the game, there is a thought. Does your creation and inspiration make a difference in this world? Big thought there. Will it, I don't know, light a fire within someone? Will it teach and show kindness? Will it heal a broken heart or maybe a broken foot? Will it touch someone's heart? Well, now isn't that just inspiring? Maybe the simple answer to what it is that inspires you is knowing that you can lead a life worth living, that you somehow in some small way made a difference for one single person in your life. Maybe that you were courageous enough to take a leap of faith on your dreams. Maybe, just maybe, life itself inspires you. I think too many times we fall into the trap of not feeling inspired because our perspective on our experience is one of played out emotion and motion. We do the things. We do all the things. We live a simple life, well, most of us, We get up in the morning, we brush our teeth, we take the shower, we slap on our face, we shake out our jeans, and we hop into our jeans. Left shoe, right shoe. And we march through the day, not once stopping in a moment to be inspired. How can we find out what inspires us if we are too busy to even see the inspiration all around us? The little girl chasing the butterflies and giggling without a care in the world. The young man holding the door open for an elderly woman and asking her if she needs help with those bags. The person that had stopped on the side of the road, they took a moment, just a moment out of their day, and they stopped on the side of the road to jumpstart a car for a pregnant mom with 2 other kids in the back. What about the melody the wind will play for you in the moments on your walk? Or that gorgeous afternoon sky that lights up bright pink and yellow tones at sunset? The ideas that pop into your head, that moment you feel, oh, just a pinch of inspiration, but you didn't grab onto it. You let the moments pass you by. You rushed. You ignored. You turned your head and rushed some more. These moments are fleeting, and you have to be inspired enough to grab them as they flow by. If not, but just for a moment, to feel the smile spread across your face, or your heart warm, or even to let out a good belly laugh. So again, what inspires you? What great moment in time will you allow right here and now to come to the surface? If I were to ask you, what is the last thing that inspired you? Will you allow that to float up? Think of it now. Feel it. The last thing that inspired you. What is it? Why did it inspire you? Did it make you feel something? Maybe joy, maybe excitement, maybe you even felt a calling. Now, I just asked myself this question. What is the very last thing that inspired me? And it was the morning sky this morning as I took the pups out. When I asked why it inspired me, it was not only because it was beautiful. I mean, come on. But the real deep answer is that it felt so open, so vast. It felt limitless, just like me, full of potential and possibilities. And so are you. What about the very first time you got inspired? Oh, yes. You're going to have to let your mind open and allow the memory to come to the surface. No judgment, no expectations. Just let it come. What is that memory for you? Was it a inspirational face on a poster that hung on your wall of your favorite hero? Was it your parent that loved you unconditionally? Was it the girl in 4th grade that stood up to the bully? Allow that memory to come. It may actually hold answers into what actually still inspires you to this day. Now, for me, it was me and my grandmother sitting in her car. It was the middle of winter, cold. Oh, yeah, I remember being all wrapped up in my big bulky coat. And there was snow on the ground. Now, she crunk up the car and slid the switch over for the heat to come on. You know, it was one of those slider things. But it didn't come on. I think this was like an old Buick or something. and I was sitting in the middle of the front seats, the seats that covered the whole front seat. There wasn't like a middle section with the drink holders and stuff. And, I could tell she was getting frustrated for sure. I mean, wondering why in the world the heat wouldn't come on. And the next thing I know, I reached up my little tiny finger. I was probably like, I don't know, 7 or 8 maybe. And I touched something. And voila, the heat started working. Now, my granny, she's a bit dramatic, sure. But she's awesome with this huge, bold personality. Well, she looks at me and says, "Girl, you've got magic." And I remember my whole inside just lit up with joy. Like it was pure excitement. And there was this pure knowing that I knew she was right. I fixed it. I mean, in reality, she probably just didn't hit the right button, but I did something. Now, to be fair, I don't remember touching no button, but I guess the logical side of my brain is trying to rationalize this. But I did something. The point is that when she looked at me and said with such boldness that I was magic, like her words danced all around me. And it's still to this day what inspires me to be that helper, to fix things. I mean, it literally does not matter if it's a kitchen sink or shoot, a toilet. And yes, I have done that. I have fixed a toilet before. I've even installed one. Or even helping people, heal and love and accept themselves. Ultimately understanding that they too are magic. And so are you. So again, I ask you, what inspires you? Remember, to be inspired, you have to know inspiration. So, I hope this has shaken awake just a pinch of inspiration for you. Now go be great. Knockout thoughts of the day.